Hello plant friends, welcome back for another episode. In this episode we are talking about and sharing the Alocasia dragons. The dragons or Dragonscale plants, I think the names are used pretty interchangeably. These are trade names, these are collector names, these are not the scientific names of the plants. I think there are 4 dragons or dragon scales out there. There is a gray one, there is a pink one, and then the traditional or the old school ones, the original ones, are the green and silver dragons or dragon scales. So I reached out to Instagram and I asked people to share clips of their dragons for us all to enjoy. Enjoy.
Hey Jimmy, this is Justice, also known as Sumac the Unicorn on Instagram, and this is my pink dragon alocasia. The care for this is really easy. It just needs bright and direct light, and I actually keep mine in sphagnum moss and a mixture of coco coir and I think half perlite, half coir, and then topped with sphagnum moss. It's very easy. They're very lovely as long as you can keep the spider mites away.
Hello everyone, I'm Lindsay. I have a channel called Just Uno Moss, and Jimmy was kind enough to let me participate in his Plants of Instagram series. So today I'm going to talk to you about my experience with my Dragonscale, my Alocasia Maharani. So this is my Dragonscale, my Alocasia Maharani. It's kind of big to fit it in frame, but this is the plant. And I'm going to tell you that I used to have this plant indoors and it was doing great with a grow light. I have it potted up in a mixture of soil, perlite, some orchid bark, and I added worm castings in there. I had it inside under a grow light and it really was doing fantastic. I mean, the size of the leaves that it was pushing out are pretty big. And I do not have a humidifier, but I do live in Miami, Florida, so it's around close to 50% humidity in my home, so the plant does just fine with that. And then I did end up putting this plant outside in a little greenhouse I had, and for some reason it started putting out like smaller than normal leaf, but some of my plants do that right before they're about to flower, and sure enough, this plant flowered. It look at the gap there. It had 5 flowers out at once, so it did its whole thing. It flowered. Now I'm waiting to see if it's gonna give me some new leaves now that it's done with that. The really cool thing about this plant is that I was repotting this plant, and when I was doing that, a bunch of the little tubers, fell out. I don't have a lot of experience with Alocasia, to be honest. This one, for some reason, is the easiest one out of all of the ones I have. I have about, 5 or 6, and this one, for me, I find to be the easiest one to care for. And so anyway, when I was repotting, a bunch of the little tubers fell out, and a planty friend of mine told me to just, plant them up and treat them like you would your regular Alocasia, and you will get plant babies. So I did. I stuck them in here, the little tubers, and I closed it up in moist seed starting soil, I think this is, and I forgot about it. And the other day, actually, I went to check on it, and look how awesome. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming up. I think that's it. Oh no, there's another little one that you can't see right down here. 6. So now these are coming up, and I have small little Dragonscale plants. So that is really cool. I have, I wasn't too sure if it would work, but absolutely it's worth a try. If you're repotting your Alocasia and some tubers come loose, pot them up and forget about it, because you never know, you might get some new plants. So this is my Dragonscale Alocasia Maharani, and if I had to describe the texture to you, I'd probably say almost leathery, kind of. It's tough. it's tough. So there's the back of the leaves. And now that it is done flowering, I am hoping to get some new leaves again soon. Oh, this is from when I accidentally exposed it to a little bit of direct sun came in my greenhouse and the leaf got burnt, so don't do that. So thanks again, Jimmy, for letting me participate in your Plants of Instagram series. I hope you found some of this information useful. Bye.
So the only dragon that I have in my collection is the silver dragon or Dragonscale. I've had it in my collection for probably over a year now. It's actually been super easy for me to take care of. Very enjoyable plant. I did a short documentary on it, so I'm just gonna play that for you guys. Oh, I love Alocasia so much. Welcome to the family. Ah! Die! Whew. Oh, thank goodness. Whew. Ah! Oh, come on. All right. Actually, I did that clip just for fun a while back. You know, as much as people talk about alocasias being, you know, like insect or bug or pest magnets, my silver Dragonscale has really not had any issues for me in terms of pests. But I feel that alocasias as a whole are a little bit more susceptible to bugs, just because I think the stems are, you know, they're I don't know, fleshy, is that a word? But I think they're very easy for bugs to get in and chew on, as opposed to and compared to like Monstera or philodendron stems. A lot of those are tougher, I guess. So maybe the bugs are not as they're not, you know, digging in and feeding off those plants as readily.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth from Elizabeth Plants, and this is my Alocasia Silver Dragonscale.
He may not look like much. He's actually quite small. But he has a neat story. So before we take a look at him, I want to tell you his story. I got this in a online shopping haul that was an international buy in Winters in Michigan. No, this was not smart. Yes, I did it. And what ended up happening is I got a giant, I don't know, probably like 6-inch leaved silver Dragonscale, and it lost all of its leaves within a week. I knew that alocasias were bulb plants, so I stuck him in some sphagnum moss and hoped for the best. I was actually very lucky in that within the first couple of weeks in the sphagnum moss, he grew the leaf that was once on this little stem. It was a teeny kind of misshapen leaf, but it was a leaf, and I potted him up in this soil that he has been in ever since. And since then, he's not only popped out the leaf that yellowed and died off last week, but this little deformed fella. So let's take a look at him. This guy doesn't really look much like a Dragonscale leaf. He's kind of funky, kind of curvy on the edges, and he's very small. This is the back. Not as shiny as he would have been in adult form. And then he popped out this beautiful leaf. Now this leaf looks more like a silver Dragonscale leaf. Silver, I don't think the camera's picking up the shimmer, but it's so shimmery. And if we take a look at the bottom, yeah, see, the camera's not picking that up either, but it's silvery and it's shimmery. Maybe if I get some more light on it. But this is a beautiful leaf. And yeah, I'm just really excited to see where this guy goes and so proud of his coming back to life. I Thank you so much, Legends of Monstera, for having me. Enjoy everybody else's dragon scales.
So my silver dragon is in a a glazed pot, which is actually I think the only plant that I have in a glazed pot. The alocasias as a whole tolerate water and being moist and wet a lot more than Monstera and Philodendron. So I think the good thing is that if you're a overwaterer, you might enjoy alocasias.
Hey everyone, thank you so much Jimmy for including me in another one of your plant tubes. My name is Johanna and you can also find me on Instagram as Lake Effect Plant Lover. Today I'm going to talk about Alocasia Dragonscale. This is my silver one over here and this is my green one. This one came to me as a really sad, pathetic rehab and look at it now. It is amazing. I love it. Both of these guys are up there as some of my favorite plants. This one actually has 3 plants in it right now. There's this one, which is the mama plant, and then this one down here is one of, that one, see it? There we go. That is one of the babies, and this is another leaf that, oh, I'm just so worried I'm gonna make it fall down. And so yeah, so this is another one that belongs to the babies. So there's 2 babies and 1 mama plant in here, and I just don't have the heart to separate them. They're just one big happy family. And they just look amazing the way they are. This one just put out this new leaf not long ago. You can see it's a lighter color than these darker ones, and look how big and gorgeous that is. Ah, so pretty. I'm trying to talk to the camera, but then over here I can see myself talking, and like I don't care about seeing myself, I care about seeing this gorgeous lovely creature right here. Like look at that, it is so amazing. Anyway, and it has a new the baby on the left just put out a new leaf, and the baby on the right is in the process of putting out actually quite a nice big leaf. So maybe it's going to start getting mature leaves sometime soon. That would be awesome. Oh, I forgot. I actually have more of these plants. But you're just going to see these 2. And then this is the Alocasia Green Dragon. And this is the newest leaf that just emerged probably about a month ago, I want to say, and it's already working on another leaf right here, which is super exciting because these just get better and better, especially with more leaves. And so far as care, a lot of people think that alocasias need really high humidity, and I'm gonna say, guess what, guys? That is not true. These guys stay in about 40 to 50% humidity most of the year. They are in my general plant room. They sit in the shelf right to the left of my desk, so I look at them all day long and get distracted. And it really very rarely gets above 60% humidity in this plant room. And so far, knock on real wood, these plants are doing pretty good in that. And the key, I think, with alocasias is water. A lot of these guys will just like rot overnight if they get too moist. In particular, Alocasia mellow, which is my favorite alocasia, and I think it should be included in this video, but maybe not many people have that one yet, but you guys need Alocasia mellow in your life because it is amazing. But with Alocasia mellow, I keep it bone dry. Like I'm gonna show you a pic of that soil, and that soil is succulent dry. And that plant does really, really well. These guys I keep a little bit wetter than the Alocasia mellow, but honestly, I kind of overwatered them. And one of the ways you can tell about how much water your Alocasia is and if they're getting too much is this guy right here. He has a yellow tip. And a lot of times, I mean, this is just like me observing. It's not like, don't take my word for gospel. Like I always say that on my channel. I'm still learning just like everyone else. But a lot of times, like, when there's utitation, I know how to spell it, but I don't know how to say it. But when there's tears pull up on the tips, the water gathers there and it stays wet. And guess what? These guys don't like that at all. So that is why this tip is yellow, and that is why it's sort of dead, is because at some point I overwatered it and the plants like gave me the finger. But as you can see, all the rest of the leaves, since I have held back on watering, are looking pretty good. So definitely try to hold back on watering your alocasias because that is how you make them very unhappy. My soil mix is really, really chunky. I am going to make a video on the soil mix, which I use for pretty much every plant. Like my Hoyas, my Anthuriums, my Philodendrons, my Alocasias, they all go in the same chunky mix, and it's really just, actually it's not the same. It changes up with whatever I have. So that is probably way more than you want to know about Alocasia Dragonscale. Thank you so much, and hopefully I will be included in another video sometime soon. If not, just go and check me out on my YouTube. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Thank you everyone on Instagram. Thank you so much everyone for sharing clips of their plants for all of us here in YouTube land. Till next time, guys. Happy planting.